It's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. During the next 2 hours, our experts will help you with your gardening questions when you call 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. Or come by Milberger's during the show and have your question answered in person. And now it's time for Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
Good afternoon. Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. It's a bright, beautiful Saturday evening. Not evening, afternoon. Apologies. My name is Alex Escobar with Dr. Calvin Finch and Mark Peterson. Give us a call at 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. And if you can believe it, February is already done. Tomorrow is March 1st.
Really?
Really.
My rent's due. Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
This year's starting to go by a little too quick.
Yeah. But the good news this week, did you see this?
What's that?
Predicted rain.
Predicted rain, yes.
Several days next week. But the excuse me, the percentages keep changing. It was 80% for Wednesday. It's now down to 35 or so. But next weekend, this coming Wednesday, I don't know how many days this weekend, but I know pretty much all the weekend is going to be supposedly, air quotes, rainy.
Well, any rain is much needed right now.
I'll say, wow. That yesterday was unbelievably hot.
Yesterday and Thursday. I think Thursday was close to 95 or mid-90s.
I think it hit 96 according to Sarah Spivey, which is a new record. Although she was answering a question on TV or on my Facebook. Said, does records in February indicate hot summers? Mm-hmm. And she said there's no correlation. So I went, okay. That's good, I guess. Last year was pretty good until the latter part of the summer. Then it got hot.
Yeah, I feel like last year's summer wasn't too hot.
No, it wasn't. But I think it turned out the end part of the year turned out to be like the first part of the year. Boy, howdy! The first words out of Calvin and I's mouth every weekend is, "Well, this is erratic." Be warm, cold.
We had I had a class, rodeo tomato class this morning, and the issue that came up was, with this prediction, can we go ahead and plant the tomatoes rather than pot them up, or have them? Does it matter if they're put in the sun and out of the wind, or can we just go ahead and plant them in the garden or permanent?
Did you lay your history on them, saying, well, my considerable experience in history on this?
I actually said that I probably will go ahead and plant mine.
Oh, no.
Enjoy your coffee.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it was hard when you have a 90-degree plus couple of days.
To actually try to
ask
or have people do that.
And then there was a gardener that wanted to know what the soil temperature should be before they. I said, I'm afraid I don't know what that is, but I just generally about April 1st you're safe.
So, if I recall, in the deep recesses of my memory. We wanted about 65 to 68, but we'll probably settle for in the lower 60s for the soil temperature. Mm-hmm. But if I can remember, that's what it is. But
I said 70 to be pretty conservative.
Yeah, but not a lot of folks are going to be measuring the soil temperature. So generally, we don't really discuss it.
How do you go about measuring temperature? Just Stick a thermometer, or
There are many jokes in there, but I'm not going to go towards them. You do, it is literally you stick it in the thaw.
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, and it's not an erratic situation. You know, it's a pretty.
Yeah.
So it moves up and down slowly.
Yeah.
I said the only thing more stable than soil is actually large bodies of water, which I grew up in Western Michigan, and that's the bane during the winter. We get a lot of lake effect snow because the lake is slowly getting colder. The land is already getting colder. On the other hand, that's why we grow a lot of fruit and vegetables in Western Michigan, is because the lake moderates the temperature so we don't get freezes until later on.
But you get a lot.
It moderates the freezes. That's better.
But you get a lot of chill hours because of that, I'm assuming.
That, and then also, it stays colder in the spring, but we don't have the sun drops in temperature, sun rises in temperature.
Right. Okay.
So it's boring. We have cheers when we see the sun sometime between the months of November and March.
Whereas here in San Antonio, we cheer at the spot of a cloud.
Yes. No, we cheer for rain.
Rain
here.
Yes. 210-308-8867. Give us a call at 210-308-8867. Calvin, how was your rodeo tomato class today?
It was good. We had good attendance and interesting discussion. And folks were interested in the pole big rodeo tomato, and also the history of the rodeo tomato and how it related to the COVID and the rodeo, which was I thought was kind of interesting to, why do we have a rodeo tomato? And so that was kind of an interesting discussion. And then we had...
what was the answer? Why do we have it?
There's a complex answer. The part of it was that we were attempting to relate the rodeo, the sale of rodeo tomatoes to youth gardening. So that was... And the potting up came in there because the rodeo was always earlier than it was comfortable going ahead and planting the tomatoes. So we had to have that potting up, and then we had the relationship to the youth gardening, and we were able to bring out that point about how important gardening was, or how much it contributed to the success of young people in school and in their some growth as in a social situation. So that was kind of neat. And then plus, of course, the more obvious thing is nutrition. And so... And we had some young people too, which was kind of cool too, which helped. They were less interested in that discussion than just getting their tomatoes. Which one tastes the best?
Well, there you go.
Ruby Crush.
Well, then I would disagree. But I'm eagerly waiting for this pole big this year, because there are some experts who say it's one of the better tasting ones, one of the best ones they've tasted before.
Well, I brought it to...
Fortunately, we can hold David to down.
Well, but I related that David's claim to the class. I told him that's what he said, but then I thought about it a little bit, and I said, you know what? I think David says that every year.
Yeah. So yeah, I like BHN 968 or Super Sweet 100s, but I like the tartar taste. So on that, but the Ruby Crush is prolific and a very good tasting tomato. And guess what? We have them both here. We have all those ones we've been mentioning.
Absolutely.
We have Super Sweet. We have BHN 968. We have Amelia. We have Tycoon. We have Celebrity. We have Pull Big. So we have just about every one. I know I'm forgetting a couple of them, but we have just about every. Today, we have just about every cherry. Tomato that you may desire. Now I don't have some of the Thunderbird. What is it? Thunderbird. Red Snapper, Valley Cat.
Oh yeah, the Valley Cat and Red Snapper are two of my favorites.
We don't have those here, but why I emphasize as of today, because remember, tomatoes go fast. And come on by, get your selection, your favorite selection, and pot them up.
And also, this heat we're faced with, the result is, the tomatoes in the potted up stage are very large, and they're starting to bloom already.
I know, they're taking off.
So, one of the issues is how do you want them blooming, or would you prefer having them concentrating on the growth? The good news is in a 1 gallon you've got some slack there. You can tolerate and support some bloom, but I don't think you want to go a whole month or anything.
No.
But you've got a couple of choices. You've got the number 1 containers, almost all those varieties that Mark talked about, and then you also have them in that 4.5 inch container too, which works pretty well.
With this warm weather that we've been having, hitting mid-90s, does that have any effect on winter veggies or winter plants that have been growing?
Oh yeah. Now it's got some positive effects on things like green beans and cucumbers and squash.
Yeah.
But you question how the sweet peas are going to recommend and the English pea are going to respond, and then all those greens that
right. I was smiling. So spinach, kale, collards. What else on there? But anyway, a lot of those greens, when it gets too hot, they get a little bitter.
And then the plant, one of the plants that we're counting on for its spring bloom period are snapdragons. And 90 degree is not the best environment for snapdragon blooming, so that may be a effect. We've written off the stocks, and the calandulas are coming back. They're doing okay, but we should probably be seeing with this heat. We'll probably get some pentas. We haven't got any pentas yet, have we? We do.
We have 2 flats.
Really?
We have the dark red ones.
Oh wow!
They were in the middle, and I thought, what are those plants? Here, so I looked on the tag. Sure enough, one had some flowers starting up. So I said, I'll have to surprise Calvin.
Yeah.
We do have some pentas, and there's a reason why we want to mention those. That's one of our really strong flowers for the shade, or partial shade, so we say.
Well, yeah, they're an unusual. They can take. Well, in fact, it's not just tolerate. They do best if they get 1 to 2 hours of serious sun, and then the rest of the time shade. But that Sirius sun can be an afternoon blast of sun, and they do really well there. The other thing is I've gone ahead and planted the whoppers that I bought, and also the whoppers that I put in the greenhouse. I'm starting to put them back in the garden too. So it's just like it's middle of April rather than the 1st of April instead of the 1st of March.
210-308-8867. Give us a call at 210-308-8867.
I didn't know how long it was till our first break, but I was going to say is that's kind of the talking about all these annuals and how they did is what Calvin's article is for this weekend. Is going through every one of the annuals and see how they did, and through the weird weather that we've just had, and what's the future look like.
Well, and I have to admit I left my article in the at the classroom.
Mine's in the car, so we'll have to do it from memory.
Now, is the article about? Okay.
Yeah, it's about the annuals, the seasonal color that we've had, and how they have survived and or thrived in the last month or so with the freezes and the heat and what have you.
Yeah, and one of the things is that the zinnia seeds from last summer have started already to germinate. If you had zinnias, and let them go to seed, they drop those seeds and they're growing, and so it kind of indicates that you can go ahead and plant zinnias. If we get, it won't be long. I'll bet we'll have zinnias in the ready for sale market.
Right.
We haven't seen any yet.
Yeah. I've seen some small ones in the neighborhood beds here and there. But I can't wait for them to be on sale.
Absolutely.
And we'll have all different sizes, and we'll describe those sizes for you.
Yes.
Snapdragons are, you got a couple choices there. The Snapdragons look good here in the nursery, or you can kind of be patient with yours, and they'll be back in bloom in a couple of weeks. Those in the garden. And calendulas are coming back. I was a little nervous about that because I didn't expect them to freeze back as harshly as they did, but they are responding pretty quickly to the change in weather and coming up from the roots, so they should be blooming too. But now we've got the alyssum here that are very fragrant and very attractive, but
almost overwhelming there when I walk by.
But if you had alyssum in your garden, they were done for. They did not survive that freeze. So there's a real opportunity, and the alyssum will do pretty well all summer too.
Yeah.
So
some of the new varieties will.
Yes. 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867. We're going to be right back with Millburgers Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Millburgers Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. 210-308-8867. Calls are coming in. We have Richard on the line. Richard, what's going on?
A question. Historically, my live oak would shed leaves around June. It's actually shedding leaves now. Is that because of the drought we're in, or what could be causing it?
Actually, no. Historically, the live oaks do it around mid-March. So, if yours is in June, hey, that's pretty good. Right about mid-March is really.
They've been subjected to a lot of wind damage. The live oaks, broken branches off and things, too.
But to answer your question, yes, due to the weather, they are dropping a tad early.
Alrighty then, that's all I need to know. Thank you much.
All right.
Thank you, Richard.
Bye, Richard.
210-308-8867. Janice, how are we doing today?
Well, I would be doing better if I still had my Mountain Laurel and mailbox out front.
Oh, man.
I was going to give you a holler after the show.
What happened?
Yeah.
Well, Janice sent me go ahead.
I was going to say, a young lady who was busy picking up the phone where she dropped it under her gas pedal, leaned down and wasn't looking and got her shoe stuck in. By the way, it was house shoes, of course. Got her shoe stuck in the gas pedal and hit my rather large brick mailbox and a Mountain Laurel at about 30 miles an hour.
Wow.
And,
did she get hurt?
Bashed out the front of her car. No, believe it or not, her windshield was completely bashed in, but didn't hit her. She had bricks on top of her hood and on top of the roof. And saddest of all is my 30-year-old Mountain Laurel that I have babied since I planted it. Took about one-third of it out,
Well,
all the way down.
I guess you don't want me to say that my Mountain Laurel that didn't hardly bloom last year just looks beautiful this year. Full of blooms.
I know.
Does yours have any fragrance? Is it my old nose, or is it just...
It used to, not as much, but this year it hadn't really put anything on. But Mark knows that I have mostly shade in my yard, so the one tiny little patch of sun that I had, I planted this Mountain Laurel, and over the years I've groomed it. I know you're not supposed to, but groomed it into being a single trunk tree. It was about 15 feet tall with about 3 major branches. And one of those 3 branches got broken off and split all the way down to the ground. And you can see it's not just ripping the outer core. It's a chunk that's gone into the core of the tree.
Wow.
So what do you think the chances are of that thing living?
Oh, I think it'll live.
It will be. No,
Really?
The chances are very good.
Yeah, especially if you have a history of a grooming thing and pruning, you'll probably have some pretty good instincts about what should be cut and what shouldn't be cut. What do you think, Mark, in terms of any kind of advice?
Well, Janice goes, the address was on the mailbox, which is no more. And I said, well, I kind of have an idea of what your place looks like. But so yeah, I think some very nice judicial pruning to clean up the broken branches and so forth, and then let it go. Water when necessary, and remember that spring blooming shrubs and trees are fertilized after they bloom.
I can't believe Mark is recommending that you water a Texas Mountain Laurel.
Well, when needed.
Right.
What was her words?
Like I say,
One
1/3 of the trunk is gone.
Yeah. So you got 2/3 left.
I mean, there's no point in wrapping it or spraying it or anything, right?
No.
Well, it would come back even if it was all gone from the roots, because it sounds like it's a healthy plant.
So as I said, there's 2/3 left. So
I'm kind of
more than you need.
I'm more worried about the mailbox. I don't think it'll come back though.
No. Not at 30 miles an hour.
It's in pieces. Yeah.
Yes. So,
Anyway.
yes. Water when necessary. We hopefully will get some rain here this week, but if we're short on the month from the average, give it a little bit of extra water.
Do you think I should take off some of the taller canopy of it to reduce the
No.
The need?
No. If the roots were being affected, then you'd want to balance a little bit. But it's not the roots; it's the top that was affected. So the roots and the top are in balance, or will be shortly in balance, with some additional growth or kind of closing of the wound.
Yeah, and it's amazing how they shape themselves in that kind of a situation.
So,
the fact that those roots are in charge, the top will come into compliance with what the roots can handle.
So now there's an opening where there wasn't an opening, and some of those branches will take full effect of that, and will really enjoy that extra sunlight.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, if I had to dig one up and have it replaced, what would a 30-year-old, 15-foot-tall mountain laurel cost?
If you could find one. We're talking five figures. So
5 figures?
Yeah.
Well,
so I'm like, that if you could even find one. One of the reasons why we stopped kind of recommending mountain laurels 30 years ago was the fact that transplanting wild mountain laurels was an effort and failure lots of times. But now that we can successfully grow them from seed, it's a little easier.
Don't let that mountain laurel hear you talk about removing it or anything. I
know.
You want it to remain loyal to you and confident that it's going to recover. And I think it will. I think you'll be very happy with it if you can be patient with it.
If you wanted percentages, I'd go like 80 to 90%, maybe maybe higher than 90.
Good luck.
Yeah. Well, even better luck would be trying to find this young lady who did it. She gave me a name, but
did she take off?
Didn't have a license. It didn't have insurance. Yeah, her mother came and her mother said, leave. And I said, I really think you should stay until the police come. But her mother told her to leave, so they left. And the police officer said they put it down as a hit and run with property damage. Mm-hmm. But it's a civil matter and not a criminal matter, so nobody's really going to look for her.
Hit and run, I don't think that mailbox can run very fast.
No.
The car.
I mean, it's amazing.
Yeah, okay.
It's amazing how the brick was strewn all over my yard and my neighbor's yard. I mean, brick was not, say, 50, 60 feet away.
Wow, she's lucky she didn't get hurt. And
yes, she is.
I don't have a lot of sympathy for her because they left and didn't deal with your issues and the damage they caused. But there's
well, she told me she would come back and pick up the brick and take it away, but it's been 3 days now. So
wow.
I'm pretty sure she's not coming back. So anyway, I'm just more worried about the mountain laurel. That's it. All right. Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you, Janice. 210-308-8867. Give us a call at 210-308-8867. Here at Millburgers, I mean, the crowd is just amazing. People have been pouring in all day. It's a beautiful sight.
Yeah, gosh. We've got a lot of great plants. Of course, the tomatoes we spent a lot of time talking about.
Absolutely.
The potted up version plus the smaller version, and then the whoppers. And not only the whoppers, there's real good, a lot of new wax leaf begonias there. That kind of the little cousins of the whoppers that are really make a great addition to the landscape. And even some of a lot of our pansies and the related. Are they on sale, the pansies and the...
That's what I wanted to discuss. We have a lot of things for sale this weekend. Of course, as last week, the Texas bluebonnets, they're on sale. 5 for $9.50.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, they look fabulous, too.
You know, you probably have some space because of the freeze. You probably, in your flower garden, you probably have some space to be a nice row of those bluebonnets in there, or 2 rows if you got the space. Because they're amazing.
Oh, yeah?
Or in the container. Mark always mentions that in a container. They'll fill up a container.
And then cascade down the side.
Yeah.
So it looks really nice.
Very nice.
Pollinators love them.
We have dwarf Burford holly on sale for $14.
What is it?
Dwarf Burford holly or Buford holly.
Wow.
Regularly $24.99 in a number 3, but it's on sale for $14.
In a number 3 container?
Yes.
Well, that is a good deal.
We also have African butterfly iris on sale, regularly $8.99. They're on sale for $6.88. There is Daniela variegated flax lily, regularly $12.99, on sale for $6.88.
So what is that, Alex?
What's that?
I mean, what is that?
No,
plant?
he can see the picture of it. He's cheating.
I am cheating.
So, yeah, it's the variegated. Its close cousin is Aztec grass, so it's a variegated broadleaf. Oh, it kind of looks like a variegated liriope.
Does it? What would you use that for, Mark? What part of the landscape?
I would use it in a partial shade.
Shade.
Yeah.
Kind of. Does it fit into that liriope kind of thing?
Yeah. So that's what I would use it as. If I had an area, kind of a broad area, large area where I didn't have the means to fill in everything, but if I had some liriope and some of the flax lily, then that would provide enough contrast and contrast in some flowers in the shade.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's probably one of the SAWS programs that would encourage you to kind of take advantage of those 2 plants that we've done. Liriope and the other one.
Yeah, we kind of are liberal. Liriope is one of the permitted plants on the coupon, and people would say, "Can I use Aztec grass or flax lily?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." It's approximately the same thing, used for the same thing.
Gotcha. Yeah. I know we discussed tomatoes a lot. James is on the line. I think he has a question, and he wants to talk about tomatoes right now.
Good.
James, what's going on?
I'm just sitting here waiting on the rain.
Same over
Said
here.
it's going to rain next week.
So are you sipping Irish whiskey waiting on the rain?
Not yet, but maybe later.
Yeah. But gosh, it'll be wonderful if we get some good rain. It'd be nice. We don't want it too heavy, but we want it over a long period so it soaks in. That's wishful thinking on my part.
Out here. If it rained 3 inches, that'd bring us up to dry. I'm kidding. I'm not kidding.
No. But I just like the emphasis on that one. Dry.
It's dry, man. Hey, are you guys transplanting tomatoes out into the growing beds?
Well, we had that discussion, and that was one of the major discussions that I had at my class this morning was, the recommendation is to wait till April 1st. But with this temperatures the way it is, why shouldn't we do it now? And I didn't have a good answer. Mark thought maybe I should have been a little more conservative and said, well, but I said I'm going to go ahead and plant a portion of mine rodeo tomatoes directly into the garden, and then I'll have a backup portion that is still in the potted up situation too. So I'm going to take a chance. I think.
Okay, have you checked the soil temperature?
The what temperature?
Where you're going to plant? Soil temperature.
No, I don't. I just kind of rely on the when the temperature in the air is 90 degrees. I have over a week or so, I have a tendency to think that the soil will be catching up. But you think that it's still too cool?
Well, this black land out here where I'm at is right at 70 degrees, and that's getting pretty close to right for.
Oh, that is.
Yeah.
That's just a couple degrees even higher than right.
Yeah, I had said 68, but 70 or 72 is just about right.
Yeah,
are you going to try it, James?
No, I've got my tomatoes in root makers, so the more time they spend in those root makers, the more roots they make. So I'm not in a big hurry to get them into the growing beds, but I'm in a big hurry to get my beans planted.
Well, that's also a good reason to leave them in the potted up tomatoes containers too, is because if the containers are large enough and you're fertilized enough, you're going to continue to have a good growth response. So there's really not necessary to rush them into the garden. Although you have I think we get excited about it's time. It's just like me and the whoppers. I went ahead and planted the whoppers into the areas where some of my other winter annuals had bit the dust because of the freeze.
Well, I used to try to rush everything to the ground this time of the year, but my root maker supplier told me, he said, James, they're spending time in those root makers and they're growing more roots, so you guys need to hit the ground running here in Texas because you have got a real long season. The more roots you have on those plants, the faster they'll take off and go into production. And he told me that, and it made a lot of sense to me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I can't believe you're so conservative on it.
Well, no, you're absolutely right. So when you have that type of product and that type of planting situation, you want to get the tree as mature. Plant as mature as possible, and then let it go to production.
And that of course is, if you've got plenty of space and you develop more roots and they're not in a heavy bloom yet, you're not really getting any kind of advantage by rushing them into the garden.
Well,
because
I used to want to get them into the garden, so I was the first one on the block. But my buddy that makes the root maker equipment told me, he said, no, you leave them in those root makers, man, and then when you do put them out, they'll go like 90, man. And that's what I'm doing. But it's still hard to resist.
I know it.
Like you get this good weather and you want to put them out.
Sounds good, James.
Okay, well, are you going to plant green beans yet, or are you just waiting on?
I'm not much of a green bean person. Mark.
So, if I had all the beds properly aligned like I should have had, I would have had the seeds in the ground already.
Okay, the beds are ready.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm real happy with my potato growth, though. Gosh, every one of the seed potatoes came up, and they're looking good, except my coyotes have decided that's a desirable place for them to be digging, too. So that's the one limitation in terms of the potato response.
We appreciate your call, James. Good hearing from you. 210-308-8867. We're going to be right back with Millburgers Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Millburgers Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Alex Escobar with Dr. Calvin Finch and Mark Peterson. Give us a call at 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. We have a couple minutes before the top of the hour. Just want to go through the rest of the sales that we're having here at Millburgers. We're located here at Loop 1604 on Bulverde Road. A lot of people out here today. It's a beautiful, sunny day, no clouds in the sky. But hopefully that will lead to some rain later this week. Some other things we have for sale. We have viburnum on sale.
What kind of viburnums on sale?
Did you mention?
Sweets, awabuki, and sendankwa.
Sendankwa.
Yeah, that's a wonderful one.
So those are... you want to try the middle one again?
Awabuki.
Awabuki? Okay. I'm not familiar with that one, but sweet and sendakwa are two of Calvin and I's favorites.
Yeah.
Oh.
That sendakwa is a huge one. Evergreen does a great job in the shade.
Yeah. So, sweet, I think that's Tinus, viburnum Tinus, or Odoratum. And that's going to be a little bit smaller. They can get to be maybe 6 foot. But the sendakwa, that's a nice 12 by 12 or 10 by 12. That's a nice size tree.
How tall do they usually get?
But they can get to be about 10 to 12 feet.
10 to 12? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they are on sale in a number 3. They're regularly $24.99. They're on sale for $16.88.
Oh, my. That is a great deal.
Yes. What also is a great deal, we still have fruit trees on sale. Regularly $49.99. On sale 2 for $80.
Oh, I was supposed to look at those too this morning, wasn't I? I looked at the vegetables and all the tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get to the fruit trees, but we still have a substantial quantity, and I am sure many, if not most, of the recommended varieties for each of the species.
Mm-hmm. Antique roses on sale as well. 2 for $50. They're regularly $29.99.
Does it say what kind of variety? Which ones are there? Mark mentioned last week what they were.
Yeah, well, my eye caught the Metabolus, Martha Gonzalez, Easy,
Carefree Beauty.
Yeah, so otherwise known as Katy Road Pink. Some people call it that. So those are 3 great varieties selections for our roses.
At our house, we have some roses. It looks like they're going to start blooming soon. I'm not sure what type they are. I'll take a picture of them.
I was going to say
mine are putting foliage on now.
Yeah. So I would bet the Metabolus. Is that correct, or something else?
Well, let's see. I've got Martha Gonzalez, Metabolus, Carefree Beauty, Grandma's Yellow, and Mrs. Dudley Cross.
Yeah, those are all my.
I don't have
favorites.
much. None of them have many blooms yet, but they're putting on fresh foliage, so they look like they're going to all come. March is going to be a good time for them. Mid-March.
March and April. That's the best.
Very fun. Interior plants on sale starting at $2.99. They're on sale 15% off. That includes monsteras, bromeliads, ferns, and a lot more.
I like how they say and a lot more.
And a lot more.
Because a lot of those indoor plants, they have really long and very complicated names.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember. Milton had one that he used to always mention. It wasn't Schefflera, I believe. It was another one. I can't remember now. How soon we forget. Sorry, Milton.
Milton? Who's
been
Milton?
2 months.
Yeah, who's Milton? If he's listening, he can maybe send us the name of the indoor plant that he used to like to mention.
Yes.
To say. There's a story behind it. Somehow he broke it when he was a child. It broke the stem. I don't know. Big, long story. At that point in time, Calvin and I used to just fade out a little bit and tune him out. Anyway. So there's a lot of indoor plants that are on sale.
Yes. We also have foxtail fern on sale. Regularly $12.99. They're on sale for $8.88 or 3 for $25.
Yeah, these are in the bigger pots.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And aside from that, you can also get some pre-emergence herbicide because I believe it's still time to do that, right?
Funny you should mention that.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we had a couple of questions. I happened to be in the herbicide insecticide room here at Millburgers, and I had a couple of questions raised, and that was one of them. Is it still time to put the pre-emergence down? That was one question. I said, yeah, it should have been done last week, but Calvin likes this week.
Yeah. This would be my perfect time for me.
Yeah. So I said, yes, go ahead. Now, the second question was, well, I had some pre-emergent from fall, and I didn't apply it for the cool season weeds. Can I still apply it? If it was in a cool, dry place, yeah, probably. Do you remember what the name was? No, of course not. And I said, look on the bag and see if it says the first 2 listed species are grasses. And then it was probably going to be Dimension or Barricade or Crew, which are the ones we recommend because some of them are most pernicious, difficult weeds are the grassy ones. Sandburrs,
and
crabgrass.
Crabgrass. Those two are always tough.
Yeah, and then it escapes me, but there's a couple other ones that are grassy. Oh, the spear ones. Do you ever have that where you walk through a field and you have all these little spear-shaped grasses in your tennis shoes and things like that?
I'm trying to think. I'm not too sure.
Yeah. Well, anyway,
I don't know either.
Anyway,
it must be something in Michigan.
No, it's down here too.
Maybe you brought it down from Michigan.
No, I did not. So anyway, but grasses. Get to the point of that, Mark. Is we like to put the pre-emergence on now, and we're going to do it again.
Yeah.
So get some, and if it's on sale right now, is it? I think it is.
Sale.
It is.
You get some, and then you can buy enough or have enough on hand to make the second application. So later on in
especially if we get some rain,
April and May. Yes,
because the sandburrs have a tendency they'll sit there patiently, and they'll come up. That's one of the reasons why we always recommend a second application.
Yeah, and in fact, we say maybe a third, depending on the weather. And that weather is, do we have more rain? And so we want to make sure that if cross the fingers, air quotes, have more rain, then you'll be able to have that
extra
application on hand and to prevent that.
Absolutely. But yes, herbicide, it is on sale 2 for $40. Give us a call at 210.
Is that the Dimension?
Yes, the Dimension.
Okay.
Yes. 210-308-8867. We're going to be right back with Millburgers Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer.
We're back with Milberger's Gardening South Texas, live from Milberger's Landscaping and Nursery at 1604 in Bulverde Road. Come out to visit or call us at 210-308-8867. That's 210-308-8867. And now back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 930 AM The Answer.
Welcome back to Milberger's Gardening South Texas on 930 AM The Answer. Alex Escobar here with Dr. Calvin Finch and Mark Peterson. You have one more hour with us, so please give us a call at 210-308-8867, 210-308-8867, or if you're here at Milberger's, come up to the patio, and if you have a question, we can hopefully get it answered.
We had a couple of questions to me before the show. And one was regarding pre-emergence.
Yes.
That was a good one. That said, oh, yeah, timing is perfect right now. And go ahead, and it's on sale. So they were very happy about that. And then they asked me, I said, well, we're worried about grubs. And I said, or they had insecticide in their hands. And they said, should we use this on the grubs? And I said, why do you need to do that? And I said, you made the 1 foot square and lifted it up like carpeting, and you found 5 or more grubs? And they went, no, but we were planting in our planting bed, and we found a bunch of grubs. I said, okay. I said, now the insecticide that you have in your hand, it's not going to do any good right now because the grubs are almost adults or very close to it. They're big grubs, and the insecticide has marginal effect on this. You need to wait till May. And they said, well, we want to fertilize our new St. Augustine. And I said, well, you're going to do that in late April. They said, but it's St. Augustine. I said, yeah, that's St. Augustine is the most active as compared to the zoysias and Bermudas right now, but it's still not fully growing, fully active. So just wait on that.
So
and I said, so the order is preventive this week. In May, or I'm sorry, in April you're going to do a little fertilizer, and then in May you're going to add the insecticide.
All right.
Very easy.
Very easy.
Sorry, what were you going to say, Calvin?
I was just verifying your calendar. That the grubs, well, and the problem with not getting the timing right is that you're gonna apply the herbicides and the insecticides and then not accomplish what you want to accomplish, and then environmentally it's inappropriate too. So you want to make sure you understand. And that grub situation is good. They're easy to control if you time them right.
Correct. And everybody wants to do it right now.
Yeah.
And I've said it's really not the time to do that. If you want to go organic, then I do like the beneficial nematodes, and you can get those here. But again, they're not going to work at this time of year. They're going to work in May or June. So timing is everything in regards to pests.
Sometimes we relate the activity by the June bugs.
Yeah.
So
the grubs you see are the June bugs in the ground are the June bugs you see floating around in the air by the pool and by the lights.
Yeah, and if you see the June bugs in your lights, they're laying eggs now.
Yeah.
Well, not now. When you see them there, they'll be laying eggs, and that's
time.
usually 2 months from now, month and a half.
Yeah, so that's when you want to get the shortly thereafter or during when you first see them. That's when you want to use your chemical according to label instructions and apply that appropriately. But it doesn't do any good now.
So what harm would, say, if you wait a little longer to put the herbicide in? will there be
Susan.
less effect, or what would happen?
The herbicide
Yeah,
or
the pre-emergence.
the pre-emergent.
If you do that a little later.
You
than what
do it
you
later,
recommend.
but you're going to miss that. And as Calvin mentioned, those grass birds are sneaky, and they will, if you miss that particular window, they'll lie in wait until the rains come, and then you may miss it again. So it's better to be proactive and preventative, and use it as a pre-emergent. That's what it is intended for. It prohibits the seeds of these weeds from germinating.
Gotcha. So if you do it after they germinate, it won't have any effect, really. Correct.
Correct.
Gotcha.
But the time frame when it's active is usually a period of time, and then if you wait too long, and then those next crop of seeds are produced, you may not have an active ingredient there to prohibit those seeds.
Right.
So that's why you'd like to do it twice. Anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
210-308-8867. Give us a call at 210-308-8867. Sorry to cut you off.
I was going to say, and then another couple wanted to lay some sod down, and they were actively manually removing all the weeds in that area where they're going to lay it down, but they also wanted to know a chemical. And I said, well, we don't recommend Roundup. And they said, why is that? And I said, because the new formulations, because of all the legal requirements, they actually put additional chemicals, which I don't always favor. And so you want to make sure you use a product that just has glyphosate in it. Just one ingredient. And that will kill anything that is green. But it's not in the soil. It's deactivated in the soil. So then when you lay your sod, you can lay it right on top and not worry about some of these other chemicals. Other chemicals that have been added to the Roundup may be residual, and you may have a problem in that. But the glyphosate, is deactivated in the soil. And I also said, if you want to go organic, that's easy. That's 20% strong vinegar, 2 ounces of orange oil, and 2 squirts of Dawn soap.
Dawn. Okay.
Yeah. And the formulations and articles on its use can be found at what? Garden Style San Antonio, GardenStyleSA.com. And you look under the articles and you put the inquiry. It says organic weed control. And Nathan Riggs will pop up and have a little video and then the prescription for it.
A couple years back, I had to accidentally spilt some vinegar on my parents' lawn. So there's just a nice, pretty yellow spot in the middle of the yard.
Strong vinegar will work. However,
it works
a lot better if you put the orange oil in as well. So, yes, it worked pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah. You learned your lesson, right?
I did.
and when as soon as I said strong vinegar, you started smiling because you had experience with it.
Happy memories.
But what else? We had some other questions. I can't remember. As a gentleman came up and I said, we're going to be on in 30 seconds. Can you give his question? And he said it rapidly, and now I have forgotten. I'm so sorry, person that you came up to.
Lots of trees moving out. Fruit trees and also some other trees.
Like I said, it is fruit tree season. Month of February, which
we're still in.
Well, we're still in. Is traditional fruit tree month. You don't have to stop buying fruit trees right now. In fact, I would encourage you to plant fruit trees the entire month of March.
Gotcha.
And citrus, you can put it in the ground or A certain citrus. You can put in a certain citrus in the ground, and then other citrus we encourage in a big pot. What were you going to say, Calvin?
I was just noticing another 4 fruit trees went by.
Yeah, I'm going to guess from their shape and their flower color that they were pears.
Could be. White blooms.
White blooms, upright, narrow canopies, classic pear canopies, pear shape. Pear shape.
210-308-8867, 210-308-8867.
When you did your inventory, Mark, did you notice what version the geraniums were?
No. So I zipped along. I did look at them and going, oh, yeah, geraniums. All different colors. We had red, pinks, and I think some swirl.
They're they're all really showy. I was just wondering if they were
but I did not look at the name tags because I was intrigued by the bluebonnets. That we had a whole table and they were full of bluebonnets. They weren't flowering yet, but and we do have those on sale, I believe.
Are they all blues?
Yes. Well, you know what? I can't. They looked all blues to me, but it's a very fine line between the other ones. The other ones kind of have a little narrower leaf, or kind of, and it really is. You go, that's a white or a red. But these were all big, full, and lush, and I bet you they were all blues.
Around when should we start seeing them bloom, the blue bonnets? When should they start?
What do you think? Next, third week of March?
Yes.
Yeah, third week of March.
I think mid March.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Gosh, we're already in March, aren't we?
Yeah. I was going to say tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow.
Okay.
We're not in a leap year, so yes, tomorrow is March 1st.
Then the other thing that caught my eye to finish up that thought is all these strawberries, and we didn't have them last week. And I specifically said to Alex, I said, "Are strawberries on sale? Because we don't have any." He said no, and I said, "However, we do have a whole table full of strawberries, and you want to get them in the ground right now."
Very exciting. This is the perfect time
in the pot right now.
So pot now. When would you want to put them in the ground?
Right now. The reason is I like them in the pot is or pots is they are attractive to slugs and snails, and that little lip gives me a little extra
protection.
Control.
Yeah. Very exciting. 210-308-8867. Give us a call at 210-308-8867. Again, also, if you're here at Millburgers, come on down to the patio. If you have any questions, we can get them answered.
I was noticing the dwarf Ruellia. It's good to see the intense purple-blue flowers.
Back again.
Yeah. And then, of course, we still got the lantanas there, the spreading lantana, the white and the lavender. And, you know, that version, the reds, or kind of the orange reds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're
on the verge of a bloom.
Yeah, a few of them are already attracting some butterflies on that, some yellow sulfurs. Anyway, yeah, they're on the verge.
On the verge, yeah.
So again, we general rule of thumb, think of the purple and the white trailing lantana in the cool seasons, winter, spring, fall, and then during the hot summer we think of the big reds and the new gold lantana. In other words, the reds, oranges, and yellows.
I'll bet that space that is open there, I bet that'll soon be filled with new gold lantana. There's some up out front there, but looks like they'll also be getting some new deliveries.
It is that time of year, so call ahead. Do you remember the number? I don't.
Yes, the number is 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867.
For here?
For here, yes.
Yeah. You knew what I was thinking. I didn't say it correctly, but... so it's always call ahead and see what's available this week or what's coming in. So you can come on down, and then you can also say, "Oh yeah, keep a few on hand for me," and they'll take it down, and so they'll be there for you when you arrive. But lots of plants are coming in this time of year. And you'll be surprised what's all coming in. So be first in line. That's my little soapbox for today.
Very good to hear. I know we talked about the hollies and I guess a lot of the plants that you can use as hedges. I guess for those, how long does it usually take to grow to heights of, like you said, 10 feet, 12 feet?
Yeah. I think even who's that other writer on Saturdays? Neil. He had a writer write in talking about sizes on that, how long it would be, and permanent heights. So that writer wanted Nellie R. Stevens, which is a large one, and he advocated maybe you want some smaller ones. So the Chinese holly, like we suggest, and one version of that is Carissa, and those are smaller ones, and they're already, you're going to purchase them already at an appropriate size, and they may get another couple feet taller.
They're very, the hollies are generally very disciplined. What was it that you said? One of the hollies, the medium Burford was the small Burford was on sale.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
that's right. It is the
that's a neat one, about 6 foot.
Dwarf Burford holly.
Yeah.
Regularly $24.99, on sale for $14.
Gosh, yeah.
So yeah, we had some discussion one time on what constitutes a dwarf Burford as opposed to the standard Burford. And we thought, well, maybe that dwarf was a little taller than what the dwarf.
Yeah, it's hard to think of it as a dwarf.
Yeah.
6 foot, you know.
Yeah, that's where I was thinking. So, yeah, I find it 6 foot is the dwarf, and I'm like, now
and a very disciplined plant.
Yeah. So, dwarf Burford is one of my favorites. But my guiding principle is that don't select just one species in a linear row. Get some species of different sizes and different heights, and then build a little ledge so you have some of the smaller ones in between or in front of the taller ones in the back.
Gotcha. 210-308-8867. We have Sharon on the line. Sharon, you have a question. I believe it's about azimite. Azimite. Apologies.
Yes. So that is a how do I describe it there? A granular product, a broken shale product. Bob really likes it, and Bob Webster, and he really likes it and advocates that. I don't have a whole lot of experience with it. Calvin, I don't know if you do.
What is it?
It's called azimite.
Oh, I'm not familiar with it. I was using I'm using for the floor of my greenhouse. I'm using a granite bag granite product.
I want to say it kind of is shale-like. Am I describing that correctly? Or have you ever purchased it before?
What I have is in a powder form.
Oh, it's a powder form. Okay.
What would you use the powder form for?
Well, you use it like I was going to ask you guys exactly how I'm supposed to use it. I know Bob does like it. I was going to ask how sparingly I should use it or how often.
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit up there, but how I would use it is as a soil supplement. So frequently use expanded shale and compost or biochar, and particularly clay soils. Clay soils to kind of break it up. And then the biochar and compost in the sandy soils to add some water holding capacity. And so that's what I would use it as. Very much like, the green sand, we used to use that, lava sand. Just so a little dab will do you. So just as a soil amendment to the bed or your pots.
Okay. Can I have another question?
Yes, what was your question?
Hello?
Yes, we're here.
My friend showed me a picture of his orange tree, and it had like a little green, it looked like a little green bud, worm type, but he says it flies, and it's on his orange tree right now. What should he do to, is it hurting anything, or something he needs to watch for?
Yeah, there was a little ball on the end, a little green ball. Is that what you broke up a little bit. So
no, it looked like just a little tiny half-inch worm, but he said it flies.
Okay.
That the picture I saw looked like it was landed like, and it looked like a worm, but he said no, it flies away, and it's all over his orange tree right now.
So the ones that fly away, which are most damaging to the citrus, would be like white flies. I'm trying to think. Certainly not scale. Certainly not. Maybe some plant hoppers that would sucking insects. Any kind of sucking insect that might fly. That might be damaging to the citrus. So easy one to get. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This looked to be like a yellowish, maybe greenish, kind of yellowish color on the leaf.
Yeah, I would go with kind of a plant hopper or what it's called a psyllid, and that's PS psyllid. And again, I think it is probably sucking. So sucking off the leaves, stem, or fruit. No, it's not fruit right now. But anyway, that. So a topical, like a product which I really like, is a not a dishwashing. Insecticidal soap. There we go. Insecticidal soap with the spinosad. And I think that's very popular right now, and I think it does an excellent job, and it is organic.
Okay. So if it needs to do anything, he said, they've kind of gone away, but what if they come back?
Yeah. So and then make sure that if you do use a spray, you spray underneath the leaves. And a lot of people just spray from above, but no, the real impactful sprays, you spray underneath the leaf, because that's where they're all hiding.
Okay. I will tell him that. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks
but he's right. It's not a serious problem. There's nothing right now that is going to chew the leaves, except some of the big butterflies. The black swallowtail. So nothing really chewing. It's mostly going to be sucking, and we worry about the scale, but that doesn't fly away. So something with the insecticide soap and the spinosad mixture is a really good insecticide, general purpose insecticide, and you can use it anywhere, anytime.
Okay. Sounds great.
All righty. Thank you,
Okay.
Sharon.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for calling. 210-308-8867. We're going to be right back with Millburgers Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Millburgers Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Alex Escobar with Dr. Calvin Finch and Mark Peterson. A lot going on here at Millburgers this week. Also next weekend. And here to tell us a little bit more about that, we have David Rodriguez on the line talking about his spring vegetable class going on.
No.
Yes.
David Rodriguez?
David Rodriguez.
Hey.
Wow.
Guys,
Wow.
thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
Hey, Mark, Calvin.
Hey,
Yes, next Saturday, 10 a.m. Millburgers Landscape Nursery. Beautiful Millburgers Landscape Nursery
Yes,
on
very beautiful.
1604 on Bulverde Road. I'll be there.
Very awesome. Can you tell us a little bit about what you may be discussing next week?
Definitely. So it's a free seminar next Saturday at 10 a.m. So get there early, bring a notebook, and we're going to talk about Big tomato and how we come up with these new selections. We're going to also talk about the do's and don'ts of planting tomatoes, since that's still the number one most planted vegetable. But we'll be covering other things: peppers, squash, zucchini, mainly warm weather vegetables, and then entertain them to our best ability, and then ask any challenges or questions they might have with spring vegetable gardening.
Well, I did a little inventory, and we have some transplants here. We have cabbage, 3 types. Cauliflowers, we have 2 types. We have some spinach. We have some
good.
broccoli. Green
Good, yeah.
Green Magic, yeah, that's the one we like. Squash, cucumber, and strawberries. You can talk about strawberries, too.
Yes, great selection, and hopefully they have enough Big tomatoes for this weekend, and 968 tomatoes. And if not, if they sell out, I'm sure Peter will bring in, and Nelson will bring in another 6 shipments for next Saturday.
I'm sure he will.
hey, David. Mark and I had a little debate about I had the class this morning on the rodeo tomatoes, and some of the audience asked about with this heat that is scheduled that is predicted. Are you comfortable with the folks planting their tomatoes into the garden a little earlier than you and I have recommended?
That's a good question, Calvin. So, it's weather, and nobody knows what's going to happen today or tomorrow. But I'm telling folks, make sure, plant a few directly into your vegetable garden. Make sure that garden is ready, well prepared, well fertilized, moist soil. Loosen up those roots if they need to, but cage them and wrap them with insulate for sure. Wrap them with the insulate and pot up a few, and maybe stagger some in second, third week of March and early April, and maybe do multiple plantings, and hopefully everything will go through into April with no problem.
Wow, spoken like a true politician. Yeah.
What did he say?
He said, plant a few, and pot up a few.
Yeah.
So, he goes, yes. I'm very firm, right down the line.
Put insulate. Mark?
Yeah, I know. It's the insulate. Yeah, I didn't mention that. But, yeah, that's very, very important. And I don't know if you know that. I'm a big fan of that insulate.
We had a gardener that called in, David, and he had checked the temperature on the soil and said that it was 70 degrees. And so it's kind of in the range where we would be pretty comfortable planting them.
I think so. We planted this past week another wave of 4-inch into gallon containers, and those things have almost doubled in size in a week's time. So yeah,
And,
I said go for it. Let's get around.
But I think that's a good recommendation. If you got it potted up, you still got some room for it to grow. There's no reason why to rush it into the garden. But that's a good idea to kind of have an experiment to see what's going to happen, and whether the plants in the potted up containers grow just as fast as the ones that are directly into the garden.
But this is another great opportunity, and I think Mark's correct that a lot of people aren't familiar, have really never used this Insulate. And man, you get a jump on the planting season. Small acre producers use it all the time. It's an insect barrier, for squash vine borers. Plant your squash, make a little Quonset, and it lets the light in there, and it helps the wind. That's the other thing.
Wind is the big one.
Oh,
you betcha.
Yeah. So this Insulate, folks, if you're not using it, it really makes a big difference.
So what else? You're going to do another class shortly after that, too, aren't you? Something on the turf grass.
Well, but I think we're postponing that because you're scheduled on the 21st too, aren't you, Calvin?
Are you guys hearing?
Yeah, he said, "Are you? Do you have a program on 21st?"
In March, yes, you
in
do.
March?
You have a program on the 21st?
Yes, I do.
Yeah,
I do.
It's all listed here, but
on the Monarch and Milkweed class.
Yeah, we double booked, so I'm going to move mine up another date.
Oh,
Gotcha.
It'll probably be in sometime.
yeah. You don't. March is too soon for grass. Oh yeah, you could delay it.
Well, we can. I just got to check my calendar, but it's all good.
No,
Right.
You have to know there's this ongoing discussion between David and I. So, as everyone knows, I'm a big tree advocate, and David started in the business as in turf with Wolf, and
Tree,
everything. But that's where he started at. So we always have this discussion, which is more important, turf or trees.
So
Well, you also know he was an intern
What?
at the Extension Service.
1989.
Oh wow!
All right.
So anyway, David and I and Calvin go way back.
Way back.
So did you hear the question? Big tomatoes. You have a good inventory today?
Well, no, just what you had given us and sent us the little background on Pole Big. Do you have anything?
Oh, but I mean for sale. Does Millburgers have a good selection?
Yes, we have a whole table full, and then we have some of them that are potted up in the number one can. So we got a variety of sizes for the Pole Big. Plus, we also have a lot of our selections from past years. We have Celebrity, Tycoon, Amelia,
very nice.
and then we have Large Sherry, Roma. What's Calvin? Reuben. I have Reuben written down here. Ruby Cross, and then we also have some BHN 968. One of my favorites.
Yeah. Jump on those folks. Those are limited, so get them while you can.
That's right. Yes. That's right.
Well, we had a great response for the classes, both last Saturday and then today. We had full houses. First one was here at Millburgers, and then the one today was at the Education Resource Center over there by Medical Center, and. So really interested, and
did the participants pot their own up, Calvin?
Huh?
Did the participants pot their own
up?
Oh no, no. We did a little demonstration. Pot them up, but mostly to expedite the process. We went ahead and potted.
Move it along.
We potted them up a couple weeks ago.
Oh, you made it easy for them. Okay, that's okay. That's good. That's
But
good. That's fine.
yeah,
That's
you
good.
really could. It was really, you can see the real difference. That potting up compared to those that weren't potted up on how fast they
That's
responded.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
Yes. David, thank you so much for calling, and we look forward to your class next
Thank
weekend.
y'all for all y'all do. And
what time is that at tomorrow or next week?
Saturday. Next Saturday, 10 a.m.
Next Saturday.
We'll be talking about vegetable gardening.
All right. It's exciting. Thank you so much.
You guys.
Bye, David.
Bye-bye.
Bye, David. All right, we're going to be right back. We have a caller on the other side of this break. We'll be right back with Millburgers Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Welcome back to Millburgers Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. Alex Escobar with Dr. Calvin Finch and Mark Peterson. 210-308-8867. James, you're on the line. Thank you for holding on. James, what's going on?
Hey, follow up on David Rodriguez's advice. Plant a few, keep a few back or pot it up.
Mm-hmm.
I can't really do that because I only have 2. So I've got a Sweet 100, and I potted up the, what is it called, the new one? The pole big, I think it is.
Big. Yes.
Yeah, about 10 days ago, and it has 2 blooms on it this morning. I won't be able to plant it. It's going to be container grown, but I won't be able to plant it, I don't think, until middle of next week at the soonest. Should I pluck those 2 blossoms off that little tomato plant or just leave it be?
Say what now?
So he had on his pole big. What kind of container is it? Still in the original container, or what was it?
No. It was like in a 4-inch pot. Let me go around the corner out of the wind.
Yeah, but he already has 2 flowers on it.
It's in a 1 gallon.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
it's in a 1 gallon.
I think it'll do fine and
Okay.
for that week.
I'm like, well, if inclement weather comes through and those flowers are spent, it's not going to hurt too much. So, but if they are fertilized, hey, you may get early tomatoes. So I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Yeah, but you're not alone. A lot of it was amazing. The potted up. We had a truckload of potted up tomatoes, and they've been potted up for 2 weeks. And if you had looked at them yesterday or even 2 days ago, only 1 out of the 50 had blooms on it. And then this morning, there was 10 or 12 that had blooms on it. So they're ready to take advantage of this weather that we've got. But
okay, so if I understand right, just leave the blooms on.
I think so. Especially, it's a determinant, and it'll react. It'll be. You won't have a problem with it, I don't think.
Okay. Secondly, my Choctaw pecan, which is bare, of course, because they're late to leaf out. I don't think I fertilized it last year. In fact, I know I didn't. I didn't have the right fertilizer on hand, and I missed the timing, et cetera, et cetera. But anyway, I picked up some 312 slow release at the local feed store yesterday, and it has iron and everything in it. I don't remember. Do I fertilize that thing now before it leaves out, or wait till it leaves out?
What kind is it?
It's a Choctaw? It's a pecan.
Oh.
And all right, so the little history. So when I teach arborists their fertilization and water management, I always go, well, there's been more debate in the research world. Fertilization is only the second most debated and argued over topic in the research world. So when I was in school, we did it right now.
Yeah, slow release.
Yeah, slow release right now. Alex Shigo and his school after full leaf, so that'd be May. Other people want it, and the majority of research says November or October. So, hey, choose whichever one you want, your heart's desire. But probably, if it's slow release, I probably would do it now.
I'm with Mark on that.
Okay.
But that may be because that's what we've traditionally done.
Calvin and I, that's what we were taught way back in school in the last millennia, last century.
But in our, of course, you probably got better soil for a pecan there than we do here. Yeah. Admit that usually makes a difference, but but mine are getting ready to start putting some leaves out, and so I would think it would be pretty efficient to apply it now.
Yeah.
Okay, does it make any difference? Because I know they bear heavier one year and then lighter the next, and last year was its heavier bearing year. So I anticipate this year for it to bear less pecans. So still go ahead and feed it now, you would think? Every year, I guess, is my question, regardless. To feed it because I know I didn't feed it last year. And it made quite a few pecans, but I didn't get to sample any thanks to the squirrel.
So you think about it that in a lot of what I recommend for the fruit trees, make sure you water the year before consistently. That will affect the following year's production. So if it's a light year this year, that it probably would be a good year to fertilize.
Yeah, you can outsmart yourself when you try to.
Yeah.
I always think that you don't. It doesn't make much sense, or it's hard to get to get some kind of response by changing the level of fertilization. When the best thing seems to be consistent, whether it's the light year or the heavy year.
Yeah, so I'm not going to argue for every year, but I will argue for every other year. And I would do it on the light year in anticipation for heavier production the following year.
Interesting. Okay. I hope I can remember that. Well, the reason why I really asked
you could take the simpler path with me and just fertilize the same every year.
Yeah. Or even. Here's a way to do it. Your even years are going to be the ones that you're going to fertilize. All right?
Okay. All right. Well, I hadn't watered it in its due for a deep soaking, and since I had the fertilizer, I was just concerned, should I put it down now because it needs to be watered, and I'm going to water it this afternoon and tomorrow. So I'll go ahead and throw the fertilizer out.
It's a good time to do it, yeah.
All right.
And maybe we're going to get some rain.
Yeah, so there are three things you need to remember when you fertilize, whether it be turf or trees, is water it in, water it in, water it in. So you can water it today, tomorrow, and then wait for the natural rainfall later this week.
What is it supposed to be, 1/10 of an inch, I think? Something like that?
I don't know. I've given up on that. I've given up on prediction. So it was 80% for this Wednesday. If you look now, it's not 80%.
I think I saw 50% now. So
it's 30, 35, 40. But then we're supposed to have some on the weekend.
Yes.
We're supposed to have some on the weekend.
It's got to rain someday, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Yes, it does someday. Okay, one more quick one. This past week, my pomegranate it leafed out just overnight. It's full. It's lush. Should I fertilize it as well now with the slow release?
I generally don't fertilize mine much, but that sounds like a good time to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, because I need to water it as well. All right. Thank you so much.
All right.
All right. Good luck, James.
Thank you. 210-308-8867. 210-308-8867. We've got about 4 minutes for this show today. I know we didn't touch too much on your article this week on today's
That's
show.
because both Mark and I, I left mine at the classroom for the class that I taught this morning, and Mark forgot his someplace.
Yeah, mine's at the car. I didn't forget
bring
it. I know
we'll bring it
exactly
tomorrow.
We'll touch base on that tomorrow. And hey, I forgot something too. I forgot my notes for today's show as well.
Oh, wow.
I've only been doing it for 2 months, so.
So that was pretty good. You know, I asked you if you could do the telephone number for Millburgers, and you had it right off. You didn't even have to look at your notes.
I got confused. I gave the number to the radio show. I didn't give the number to Millburgers, now that I'm thinking about it.
Well, I was going to say it.
Yeah. Appreciate it. But, yes, any questions about...
In fact, if anybody's looking for more information on the Monarch and Milkweed classes, you can go to the Millburgers website, and all the particulars are there, including, I think, the phone numbers to call if you want to register.
Hey.
Yeah. All, that's in
I may have
New
that.
Braunfels and Floresville. And
sign up for the free tomato and Monarch classes dated February 7th. So it has all the numbers right here.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see.
Here
so they're going to have a Monarch class March 25th.
21st.
I mean. And then one at Dream Hill on the 28th. And then the third one's going to be 6 p.m.
Thursday,
April 23 at the AgriLife Extension Room, number 10 in Floresville.
And then on May 2nd, it's in
New Braunfels.
New Braunfels.
Yes. That one's at 9 a.m. Okay. From what it's showing at millburgernursery.com.
Yeah.
But
so
yes.
There's the number for you. Right?
Absolutely. Yes.
210-497-3760.
That's the number to hear at Millburgers.
At Millburgers.
Yes, that's the number to call to register for the class here at Millburgers. That's also the number to call for any questions about their inventory.
But I think there was at least 22, 24 folks that have registered for that class already, which is amazing.
And if you register for that class, what is it that you'll be getting if you register for that class?
Well, if those folks that register will get access to a seeded milkweed container, and hopefully the plant will be germinated. And then also they'll get access to some stratified seed, so they can go ahead and plant it in their garden directly, which our seed suppliers think that might increase our percentage of our success in the transplanting. Plant them directly into the location where they want them to grow, and they should do much better. That they don't seem to like to be transplanted, milkweed seed, other than the tropical transplants pretty well, and the Zizotes transplants pretty well too.
But it's the native that have issues with being transplanted then?
Yeah, they've got this root system, and once they're established, they're very tough and drought tolerant. But getting them established is not an easy task. It takes 2 or 3 years, and they don't survive well the transplanting. It'll be interesting to see how many of our milkweeds survived the winter, the cold weather we had this winter.
Absolutely. And thank you again for listening to Millburgers Gardening South Texas on 9:30 a.m. The Answer. This is Alex Escobar with Dr. Calvin Finch and Mark Peterson. We will see you tomorrow at noon. Thank you for listening. We will see you then.